So Amar Abaye. Af Ana Nani Tanina. So this is going like Rabbi Eliezer. That's saying that you are ushering her with the Pesach Pesuach. Besula Niseis Liyom Haravi. So this is our Mishnah. We're still in this Mishnah till Yudam Abes. Yom Haravi Ein. Yes, on Wednesday nights you can get married. Yom Chamishi Lo. You can't get married on Thursday night. This is the Wednesday day into Wednesday night because you have the B on Wednesday night. So the day on Thursday, it's too late. No, my time on Misham Nikure Daita. Because we don't want you having this issue on the night of the Bia, and then you got to come to Beis Din immediately on Thursday morning. Don't wait until Monday morning, because if you wait till Monday morning, maybe you'll cool down your das. So the Beis Din don't want you Kuri Daita ad Sheni b'Shabbos haba. So you don't want it to wait until then because you'll cool down. V'lamai, what's the Beis Din worried about that you're going to cool down and then like do some problem? There's going to be some problem because you've calmed down now. So ila meisiv la kasuva. If we're worried that you're going to give her a kasuva, so that i.e. she's also to you, she doesn't get a kasuva, but you're going to give her a kasuva anyway. We don't want you to be makor dadis. If you come to Beis Din the next morning, you'd be like, "There's no way I'm paying this woman any money." But if you stay with her till Monday, maybe you'll end up giving her money. Neisiv la. What do we care if you give her the money for? It can be malanu lahafsvida. What's up to the Beis Din to make her lose? V'rehu noitin midas. He's giving it to her. He can just give her a present. He can give her whatever the hell he wants. If he wants to give her kasuva, give her kasuva. So we don't want to. So we're not at the. So we're at the point of which we're there to lose the kasuva. So ella lo isra alav. So rather, it's to be osering her to you. Now, according therefore, in this part of Abaye, where you're trying to lose the kasuva, are you osir to her? Is it binary? The pashtus here is that it's binary. In this side, we're saying that we're going to lose the kasuva. Lamai ila meisiv la kasuva. If it's to give her kasuva, no. Ela la asur alav. So on the first side, we're trying to make her lose the kasuva. Now, is he also, if this is true, that you're able to also her, that you're able to potter the kasuva, and it's also to give her the kasuva, and that's what the Beis is going to post, and is she also to you, or she's mutter to you?
Seemingly she's mutter to you.
Seemingly she's mutter to you.
Yeah.
So Eila, where she's also to, Eila la asra. Rather, it's the side of asra, so therefore she keeps the kasuva, but she's also alav. The Tekat Toin Taina Swine. What is this Taina of so Ilalav la Oisra who de Kapdinan Shalo Yikara Daita. This is what we're worried that he won't have his Karadas. The Yakaim as a Asura. So this woman's gonna be also to her, and he's gonna keep her. So again, all this isn't in the first side. The fact that she's also he's gonna stay with her in the state of Isra, was only giving her money. Alma kiati v'tayin asra la aleya. Therefore, what the Mishnah must be saying is that when he comes to Beis Din, he's going to asra her to him. Shaviyah nafshe. So what's the taina he makes? My lad, the katoin tanis pesach besuach. So not that he's tiny in pesach besuach. No, he's tiny tanis damim. No, it's a tanis damim. So what is the taina in the Mishnah? Says the bai is pesach besuach, and therefore that's what's happening in the Mishnah, and she's also to him. And the Gemara answers, no, it's a tainus damim. Now, what's going to have me in a maskana here? The second Tosis down here has to explain why exactly. It's not clear why the Gemara is saying that it's pasha, that it's pesach basuach. So Rashi Tosis says near lefarish the pesachataych. The havamim in the Gemara is the betainus damim lekelamichash leekarure daita. So that if it's taka a time is damim, so therefore the guy is with the woman and she has no dam. Since she has no dam, the guy's he's not gonna have an ikr das. He's like, it's over. This woman's been doing stuff she's not supposed to be doing. I'm not staying with her. So therefore, if it's actually Tainus Dam where she has no blood, he's not going to cool down. The Kaven Delika Dam Libo Noifkoi Vein Mitzkarer. So he really thinks that there's something here, there's no dam, it's like it's over, this woman has been playing the harlot, I will never forgive her. So you're not going to Aval Pesach Pesuach Ichel Emicha Shema Yitkarer. So when he tines Pesach Pesuach, there you have the idea that maybe he's not a Baki, or maybe there is dam, even though it's a Pesach Pesuach, and with all that, then he'll have a Mikarer, and then he will be Moira Heter, even though he thinks that she's also on Thursday night, Friday. By the time Monday comes around, he'll be Moira Heter and say everything's okay. But when it's Tainus Dam, now in the Havamin of the Gemara, Tosis' understanding that with the Tainus Dam, you're not going to be Mikarer, and you're PO'd on Friday, and you'll be PO'd on Monday just as much. So Tainus Damim, the Tainum Mevoreris he. It's a clear Tainum. Veleke Lamemar lo Kimle. So we can't say. Then Rashi is saying that you have this problem of Kimle, the guy doesn't really know what he's saying when he says Pesach Pesuach. About Pesach Pesuach, Amalacha lo Kimle. But no blood is like a Mitzias, that either is blood or there isn't blood. You don't need to be such a bucky for that. So that's the sugya here. Seems to be fairly innocuous. However, Tosfos starts off Ila Mesav Le Kasuva, so we're in the Gemara of where he's coming. What's the Akira Daita that we are worried about in the mission that he needs to come to Beis Din immediately? And so we're now in the having where he's coming to be mafsid her Kasuva. Mashma im haya bala Beis Din haya neman lahafsida Kasuva. So if Shitake, he did come to Beis Din, he would be able to make her lose the Kasuva. All Abaye is saying is that we're not going to step in and force him not to give her the Kasuva, because the Kasuva, he can just give her the money if that's what it's all about. It's not really something for Beis Din to get involved with if he wants to give it to her. That's the Iker Daite. But if you don't have the Iker Daite, you're not going to cool off. So come to Beis Din on Monday. Come to Beis Din on Monday and you'll lose the Kasuva. We're just worried about you didn't come to Beis Din on Monday and you gave her the money. If you came to Beis Din on Monday, Taka should lose it. Afal pi shula asra alav lo hayanemon. Even though he's not believed, he can't make her a chaticha de asura. He's not believed. Where's Tosfos getting this from? What is he saying? Lo asra alav lo hayanemon. So Tosfos is having two sides here. He's saying, yes, she loses the kasuva, but she's still mutter to him. Or is he getting? Why does he not say? He comes in and he says Pesach Pesuch Masati. She loses her kasuva, but Tosfos says she's not a chaticha de asura. Why not? So this is the first problem in Tosfos, and we've already spoken this out. That this is all according to Abaye. When Abaye is bringing in this part of the shaila, he's saying that in the first half, the Ikure Daita ila metiv la kasuva. It's just the kasuva and there's no iser, and the other side is lasher alav. And again, if it's to Mesav La Kasuva and she's also alav, so therefore the basin will need to step in for the Asr alav. This is just the first side is to give her the Kasuva, and it's nothing to do with Isr. And then they said, no, it's Asr alav. So we fall off this Havamin, and this Havamin, all you're doing is coming to Beis Din to make her forgo the Kasuva, but she'd still be mutter to him. Yeah, she already spoke that out in the Gemara that she's mutter to him. Tosfos is bringing that out. Okay, so now this brings in the first question of Tosfos. How could it be that he's believed klape the mammon, but by Isser it's mutter? So it's like, so again, if you buy, you're always machmir with Isurim, and then you can have a peshara with mammon. So again, if I say you owe me $100 and you say you don't owe me $100, so let's just be machmir. So what's machmir there? Either machmir is you pay me, or machmir is I pay you, depending on what side you are. But if you have a piece of meat at Safek, so just be machmir and don't eat it. Everyone wins. So here in the Isser, the different Isser, she's taka mutter to you. So that mutter should tell you that you're chai that you're chai the kasuva, but here you putter from the kasuva. Right, so that's the first problem in Tosfos. Mishum dislan lemeimar deshema eina boki bepesach pesuach. Because we say here with this whole thing, even so, and again this will make her mutter. Maybe Taka, he's no idea what he's talking about. V'lokma b'cheskes heter. So therefore, she is mutter. So there's no isser on this woman. She stays heter because he's not a buki in Pesach B'such. He says Pesach B'such mesati, and Taka maybe he doesn't know what that he's talking about. We have this cheskes heter that she's mutter to him, so therefore she stays in this cheskes heter and she's mutter. So therefore we posken that she's mutter to him. Aval mikum mikum kasuva hesveda, but nevertheless she still loses the kasuva. Afal pi sheyesh lanu loimer shehu toya. Even though we can say that he's making a mistake, Pesach B'suach, Yislan Meimar, because this is the svara keneged uki memona becheskes mare. So we put the money on the cheskes of the mare. So since the man is paying the kasuva, so then since he's paying the kasuva, he has the money. So the chazaka in the face of a sveika, the chazaka wins out. So in the first case of Isser, the chazaka of Heter beats out the sveika. And in the second case of Momon, the chazaka beats out the sveika. So when he says Pesach B'suach, or even if it's only one safek, the chazaka, the cheskes Heter and the cheskes Momon beat them out. So that's basically the Tosis to explain how, again, the problem that she's mutter to him, but yet she doesn't get a kasuva. It doesn't seem to make sense. So, but based on this vakasha, the amai masvi the kasuva. Why is she losing the kasuva? She still should get the kasuva. The havi sveik sveika. So without the first step was just a suffix, because again you're tiny, and the whole Mishnah is one suffix, either when she's under 3 or it's a Kohen. So even in the case, our case is fake. A suffix he havi baki b'pesach b'suach. So suffix if he's a baki, and if not, and if timsi lomer pesach b'suach he was a baki, which is a tzad iser, avisaki ba'onis suffix b'rotzen. Even though he was a pesach b'suach, maybe he was oinus, and therefore she gets her kesuva, she gets the full thing. Suffix b'rotzen, she gets nothing. So sveik afilu eishes kohen ba'oinus lo masvik kesuvasa. So even by an eishes kohen, even when she becomes ulcer through oines chas v'chalila, so she still gets her kesuva. So in the oines tzad tachtav, you still get your kesuva. So you still have the tzad of getting the kesuva there. So sveika, you get the kesuva.
Johnny, in terms of mukas eighths, do we consider mukas
We'll
eighths
say that later.
also be pesach b'suach?
It's in later.
Yeah.
Ve'ein loimer te'afila b'sveik sveika masvila kesuva. Mishum de'mokim becheska. So we've said already in the beginning we've had a safek. Again, the Mishnah is dealing with just one safek, and the safek that we go according to the chazaka. So don't say even a sveik sveika we go according to the chazaka. Dahal lekaman gavi mishrasi nasty. So that she tainas. So this is a sugya later on. She says that after kedushin she was ma'anis. She was oinus after kedushin, and therefore he lost out. V'hu omer lo kiela ad shelo aristicha na'asta. So no, even before you were married, it was a mechach tos because you had relations before we got married. And she says no, it was after we got married. And my mechach was mechach tos. So ikamadim and farsh lekama. What does it mean that mechach tos? So he is getting out of his kesuva. Mechach tos mean me'atayin. V'almana isle. So he it's a mechach tos on the 200 because a basula is 200, but a ba'ula is 100. So even though he doesn't pay 200, he still pays the 100. Now Tosis is going to have a look at this 100. Why does he have to pay this 100? He's going to say because it's sveik sveika. So alma mishom de ba'oto mana have a sveik sveika. That 100, he still has to pay it because it's a sveik sveika. So lo masfida, she doesn't lose it. The safek kodim shenisra safek acher shenitarsa. It was a safek before she got married. Safek after they got married. So loimar after they got married, imar ba'oinus have. So if they got married, that's the side where he owes her the money. So it's a fake. So even on the tzad of that she is a ba'ula, this is fake to say that she still gets her money as a ba'ula. Because if you want to say it was before that they got married, then he doesn't owe her. But after they got married, he does owe her. And if it's after they get married, oines ben rotzon. So therefore, this is fake even on this ba'ula. This is fake to say that it's enough. This is fake to say that I was raped after we got married, and then I still get 100. So that 100 is has this fake. The amar to defila b'savek masvida, because even if you say then a fake she loses, and my islaya filomana, what did she get? Even 100. So here she's getting 100, even though this is fake, and the fake should be enough to keep the whole amount by him. But since here we have a fake, so she gets the money. So here at this point, the Rishonim get a bit upset here. So the Pnei Yeshua, in my poorness, lo zechiti lavin devrehim. I don't understand the words of Tosfos. V'chazarti al kol tzaddim v'lo matzati mokum liyashiv divrei Tosfos. I don't understand at all what Tosfos is going on about. I can't understand it. Now here, what Tosfos is saying is that a sveka is moitzi from chazaka. Is moitzi moment. A sveka could be moitzi moment. That's what Tosfos is saying here. That's how we explain the sugya, and most Rishonim don't learn the sugya this way. But Tosfos is saying a sveka is moitzi moment. The reason that she gets 100, in her kasuva is because this is sveka to give her the moment. Therefore, as we've said before, that one suffix isn't enough to take the kasuva out of the baal. There, the sveka is enough to take the moment out of the baal. She gets 100 because it's sveka. So the pashtus of his sveka is roiv stadim. We did have a bit of a earlier on Daf Base. We discussed why is a sveka matter, and one of the ideas we had was it's a roiv stadim. Is roiv stadim. Roiv stadim say that it's matter. Since roiv stadim say that it's matter, therefore it's like we're going boss a roiv, and therefore sveka is matter. Now the problem with this is that roiv is not moitzi moment. Since roiv is not moitzi moment, so then the fact that a sveka shouldn't be moitzi moment either. And this is the issue with Tosfos saying that sveka is moitzi moment, because we see that a roiv is not moitzi moment, therefore how can a sveka coming from koyach roiv be moitzi moment? So this is the issue, this place which the Pnei Yeshua is having serious problems with. Now, one side you have with the I think it was the Shach of the Taz. I think the Shach says that here it's not that the sveka is moitzi mamon, it's that we are poskening on this woman if she's osir or if she's mutter. And if she's osir, so then memela she doesn't get a kasuva. So the sveka will make her osir, and therefore memela it'll come out that she doesn't get a kasuva. That'll be the 200. She gets the 100, but doesn't get the other 100 because of a. But there's problems there already in Tosfos. We saw that in the beginning that it was mutter, that she was mutter and she doesn't get a kasuva. Exactly, there are reasons why a woman can be osir and she gets a kasuva. For example, an oines Cohen gets a kasuva and doesn't get. She's osir to him but doesn't get it. So, the Shev Shmaisa brings an idea. It's at the end of the first parak. Kasuva hayinu taima da'alim. This is what Kasuva, he says, basically, Kasuva has a different din to everything else in Torah. So, da'alim maisa based in, that there's a maisa based in that gives this Kasuva to the woman. The man has to give the woman a kasuva. Why does the man have to give the woman a kasuva? It's either deraisa or the maisa based in, or either way the basin is forcing the guy to give this. Uka mechuzeches he, and she is like that she is muchzak in the kasuva. Hooray, the kasuva have it kagavoy as lirin bay basar ruva. So even though in roiv we don't go basar, even though in moment we don't go basar roiv, the kasuva is like it's already goiva. This is the maisa based in. So therefore, who's really muchzak in the kasuva? So here the Shef is saying that the woman she's not muchzak in the kasuva, but she has like a hand already on the kasuva, and her roiv is going to be mahana her to be moitzi the kasuva, even though roiv in mom and stam doesn't have it, because his chazaka is not as strong as other cheskas mom, because she's already got this based in. So a roiv is going to help v'hu adin svek sveka mahani bay to have leka roiv mahani nami lehoitze kusavasa. So a roiv and a tzveker is able to be moitze kasuva, but that doesn't help for other types of moment. The hayinu kasu toisvis. That's what Toisvis is saying, that ve'elam defila tzveker masfidus kazvasa mishum demokin monam becheskea hayinu deloimer gam kasuva demokin monam becheskes mare. So the this is the simplest way to understand the Toisvis of his whole thing of Svek is Moitzi Mom. It's not Svek is Moitzi Mom, and Svek is Moitzi Kasuva, because the woman is already like at one hand on the Kasuva as soon as she gets married, as soon as the Kedushin happens, and the man is already Chayiv as a Maisa Beistin to give her the Kasuva, so it's like it's already Goivin. And there are other issues with this Mahalach, which we're not going to get into. But basically, Toisus up to this point is saying that the Svek is Moitzi Mammon, so therefore his first teretz isn't going to work. Because he's Chayser Kushel Adukta, because why are we saying, when he gets to Kasha, he goes back and basically says that you shouldn't be able to get your Kasuva, he shouldn't be potter from the Kasuva because the Svek will get her in. It's a Svek here, therefore why does he get the Kasuva? So his teretz says the law chashiv svek ki hagavna. So in the case of Pesach Pesuach, is not a svek in this way. Mishom dehave svek. So again, the easiest way to understand this is that it's not a svek met chapechet. We'll have to see if it is a svek met chapechet. What does this mean here? Mishom dehai svek shema beoines haya. So the Pesach Pesuach mitzati. Maybe it was oines. So that this oinus, it's Tosis seems to be saying this tzad of oinus, it's in the sveka is not enough to give her the kasuva. The imor koidem shenasron nenas, and that would happen before we got kedushin. V'hashta ati shapir. So say it happened before we got oinus. So here, one way to understand the Tosis is that if the oinus happened. If you have Rotzen, then for sure. Now this isn't the Pesach Pesuach, right? This isn't a Svek Mehapecha, because once you say that she was Berotzen, so therefore you got no whether even if she was Berotzen, it happened before they got married. Does that work? Or the Rotzen has to be if it was Rotzen, then why can't it be before they got married? You got before or after they got married. Or oinus. Before or after they get married.
Also
or
not Pesach Pesua or Ratzon or Onus, where it's like if it's a Pesach Pesua or if it's a Beratzon, then certainly
you're right. So I have a Pesach Pesuach in Matzitz Lomer Pesach Pesuach. So Pesach Pesuach. Savik Beratzon. So it's not a because once she says Beratzon, so then it is a Pesach Pesuach, and therefore it's not a Svek Mehapechet. So that's an easy way to understand, because again Tosis got strange words here. The high Sveka lo havi chashiv Sveka Gemura. It's not a Sveka Gemura. And again, here it's not going to be moitzi the moment. The other way to understand the Tosis here is that you have a if it was oines, even if she was oines, that oines might have happened before they got married, because so that the oines has shema oinus, which would give her the kesuva, but that oinus also has its side of don't give her the kesuva, because if she was oinus before they got married, so then it's a mechaktos, and she shouldn't get the full kesuva. So this oinus in it itself has its side of isser to it, and therefore that oinus is not a proper oinus from the sveika. So Tosfos goes from here. The hashta ati shapir, based on this idea that oinus isn't a good side of a sveika. Hati ati shapir hati nan b'matnishan later on. She says muka eitz ani. So she says I'm a muka eitz, and he says no. You're a drushas ish. That's why you got a pesach b'suah achat. The Kamar Rebbe Yeshua she'enu ne'emenes. She's not believed. Again, that's a sugya later on. Umasvira kuza, and she loses her kesuva. Ila Rebbe Yochanan mana, ila Rebbe Eliezer velo klum. So Rebbe Yochanan holds that. So everyone's holding. Yeah, the standard is a beula. A basula is 100. Is 200, and a ba'ula is 100. So Rabbi Yochanan is holding that a muka eitz is 200 and a ba'ula is 100, and Rabbi Elazar is holding that a muka eitz is 100 and a ba'ula is 0. So I think he holds a basula of 200, a muka eitz is 100, and then a ba'ula is 0. So Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Elazar are explaining what does Rabbi Yeshua mean when he says that she loses her kesuva. Rabbi Yochanan holds she loses 100, and Rabbi Elazar holds she loses everything. So if you have forgot to have a fake, even in that case it's fake. Safek muka eitz veyesh lo kesuva. So maybe she's telling the truth. She's a muka eitz. She has a kesuva. Filim tim seloimer drushas ish imor tachtav nensa v'nisvach sadehu. So we have this idea that after they get kedushin, she is ma'anes, and then his field got flooded. So this is the idea of when you buy a field and then there's bad weather, you can't be mechaktos because you bought the field. So if you bought the field, it's already yours once the flooding comes. So his field got flooded means he can't claim that it's a mechaktos. It's not someone else's field that he's trying to buy. His field is already bought. That's what got flooded. So even if it's tachtav, it could still be flooded. So there's an oinus there. So that's why she can't keep that 100. She can't keep her whole muka eitz kesuva because it's a sveika. According to Tosfos, that should be enough because she's toifus in the kesuva already. This is what the Sheshmat is saying. She's already got a hand on that kesuva. Therefore, she should be able with the sveika to get the whole thing, but she can't because it's not a sveika mehapech. It's not a proper roiv. Even the oines tzad is not a good oines tzad because part of the oines tzad, one of the oines tzad is not enough for her to keep the kesuva. Yish the kesuva eila vaday safek beoines lo chashiv safek to imar kodim shenasar and ensa. So again, she's not going to get a basula kesuva because even in the case of oines, you could have it beforehand. V'od amar Rabbeinu Yitzchak the muchach eitz lo shchiach. So also Rabbi Yitzchak holds that muchach eitz is not shchiach. So hadamers, we had that it was shchiach in the previous Tosfos. Kulahu nami chavute mitchavin. So we said that the people that the babies, the little girls, would fall and they would bounce on the floor and they would lose their basulim. So hayinu aliba le Rabbi Gamliel. That's all Shitas Rabbi Gamliel about Rabbi Yeshua sheminin delisle tanis mechavtin. But Rabbi Yeshua disagrees with Rabbi Gamliel, and he holds that people, we don't have this on that people that all these babies are falling off and losing their basulim because we say over there the Charosh and the Shoita they have a tanis basulim. How can the Charosh and the Shoita have a tanis basulim if all the babies are muka eitz? V'hayinu mishum zisfarle chavata lo shchiach, because he's holding that chavata is not shchiach and therefore muka eitz is not shchiach, and then there the chayr that would be a reyusa on her taina when she says I'm a muka eitz. We don't believe her because it's not shchiach, and therefore it's kind of a alternative answer to this oines breaks up the Sveika business. So back in the Gemara, so we have Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Shmuel. So now this is going to go against Rabbi Elazar. Ha'omer pesach besuch mitzati neman la hasfira kusuvasa. So we saw that Rashi was saying, Rabbi Elazar was saying pesach besuch mitzati, that she keeps her kesuva, but Shmuel says that she loses her kesuva. You say pesach besuch mitzati, she loses her kesuva on a pesach besuch mitzati. Alpi atzmo, she loses her kesuva by himself. A time lekaman, and the reason later on, mefarish chazaka ein adam toirech besura umasida. So that the man where she saw this before this svara, that there's a certain level of ne'emonis when the guy says petek petuach, or that she's got or besulim, because he spent all his money on the suda, and therefore there's a chazaka that he's not gonna kadei just come up here and ruin his marriage, that he spent all this money on the suda and lose it all. Now the chayra here, it's really a sugi for later on, but the chayra, it's only good chazaka if the money that he'll get back from the kesuva is worth less than the suda. Because if it's worth more than the suda, because what exactly are we worried about here is that he's done kedushin and he's already married to her. Now if he divorces her, he's going to have to pay the kesuva. So what I'll do is that rather than paying the kesuva, I'll have a whole shindig and wedding ceremony. Then on the first night, I'll say that I pesach besuach and I'll get out of paying the kesuva. So if the cost of the suda is more than the cost of the kesuva, then that makes no sense. There's no point in paying for the suda. Let's say the suda's 500 and you're saving 200. So just pay the 200 rather than paying the 500 to save the 200. But if your suda is only 100, and then you're going to save 200 with it, so therefore why is there a level of ne'emonis? Because again, there's definitely ne'emonis if the suda is going to cost 500 and he's saying I don't owe 200. I could have, believe me, that I'm not paying her 200, I don't owe her 200, because I could have not spent 500, just spent $500 here, 500 zuz. Believe me that I that she doesn't owe me the 200, because if really she didn't owe me the 200, then I could have just saved myself the 500 and paying her the 200, and I'd be 300 up. So there is a taina. So either that's how it was, or it's only in that case. It's a good time. It's a good time that if the wedding is a lot cheaper than the kesuva, she wouldn't necessarily be believed. So Toisis neman lafsira kesuva amari de Shmuel moide shapir de neman la'asur alav. Now here there's different ways to understand what is Shmuel. So Rashi for sure was saying that Rebbe Elazar was that she's also to you and you keep the kesuva, because he said that at the beginning of the sugya that he keeps the kesuva. So how are we learning Shmuel? Is Shmuel saying that Neman la hasida kesuva, but she's mutter to him, like we're saying at the beginning of this, in the first half in the Havamina here of the Abaya section. So Moide Shapir to Neman Lasar Alav, Moide to Rabbi Eliezer. Ul hasida kesuva itzrechle la shmina, but he still needs to teach us that she loses the kesuva. But l'chayra, it should be flowing. Tosis here l'chayra is saying that it's flowing out of the idea that she's aser. That since she's aser, therefore for sure she doesn't get the kesuva. So we didn't see clear what Tosis is holding in Rabbi Elazar. The law tema the law yenema nafagav the kimle bepesach besuach. So don't say that he's not believed, even though he says that he for sure it's a pesach besuach. The name of b'mezid mishakir l'hasvira kesuva. Because we'll say that for sure he's telling a lie and to make her lose the ksuva. The Rebbe Eliezer Nami Matzi Savar to them and Lasvida. See, so Rebbe Eliezer also could be holding that she loses the ksuva, Venakat Lasra, the Rabuta. But he's saying that she's also Shavia Nafshe, the Kosher came to Naaman Lahasa ksuva, but for sure he's Naaman for that. So again, if you have a Naamanus, by the Isser, for sure you have a Naamanus by the Mammon. So therefore, the Chiddush of Rabbi Elazar is to tell us that that he's able to chal an Isser on her. So Kol Shekain, that she loses the Kesuva. Kudemuchach Kesugia Delayel. So that's not like Rashi that's saying that she just loses that she doesn't lose the Kesuva. Mihu Birshami Mashmad L'Rabbi is Eino name on Lafs Kesuva. So that's like Rashi, and we saw at the beginning of the Sugi. It's clear there is a Maklokus there. So we're saying that the Shmuel's Chiddush according to Tosfos is that b'mezid meshaker to make her lose the kasuva. So we'll say that he's not believed, even though that he's a baki with Pesach Besuach, he's just lying. So our problem with the Osir to her is it a Pesach Besuach or not? Is he a baki? He's not a baki. Here we're saying no, he's just lying. For sure, you can't make her lose the kasuva because he's just lying. He's a buck, he's not a buck, it doesn't matter. There's no Pesach Besuach. He's a liar, and he can't make you lose the money. And that is the Chiddush of Shmuel. At the Tosis, are you on Rashi's Pshat in Rabbi Elazar that she loses the Kesuva in both cases? So really, there's no Maklokes, according to Tosis, between Rabbi Elazar and Shmuel. They both come out with the same. They're both Aser, Shavia, Nafshe, and they're both. And they both lose their kasuva, but each one is a different part of the sugya than the other.